Different training needs different nutrition, and Ministry Nutrition has you covered with slow carb for long endurance rides, fast carb for high intensity workouts. Try both in the 3-in-1 training bundle with 15% off using code LANTERNE15. Remco Evenepoel chuckling, having a word with Pogacar after, well, not besting him on Sunday in Amstel Gold Race in the end, but certainly ruining Pogacar's race. They line up again against each other in Fleche Wallonne. Mur de Huy is the finish. Côte de Charav back in after roadworks last year. And I gotta say, I started watching this race too early. Normally, I haven't told you this or confessed it before, but in years like 2021, I just wouldn't watch this until the last 2 kilometers. Quick-Step were pacing the breakaway, confident in Remco Evenepoel, certainly after his good performance in Amstel Gold Race and Brabants on Friday and Sunday. Pogacar's UAE probably happy with that. Staker Langen, maybe they docked him a day's pay because he didn't have to do his normal job, pacing as much on the front. Or Domen Novak, although he did a bit of work later. Vos bridged across to the breakaway, which already had Schmidt in it. De Salle, good in the break again. He's been good all spring classics, actually, the Wagner rider. Vos coaching them, telling them probably, let's keep it at a minute. Don't take it out too much because they're chilling behind. Just keep it at a minute. And actually the same idea. Leknesson, some wardrobe malfunctioning. Zversnes, who won a stage in Tirreno from the break, they bridged across as well, like Ineos did, to make it an 8-man breakaway with a maximum gap of about 2 minutes. 80 k's to go. They entered the local laps 3 times. Mur de Huy, the Côte de Charav, and some other climbs. I have to say, I've never watched an edition of this race and thought, I'll wait to do it myself. And doing facial recognition analysis. Who's got more mud on the face? Who's nose breathing? Who's looking comfortable? Comparing at the top of the first Mur de Huy, Schjelmoser, Remco, Ben Healy, Tadej Pogacar. And you want to stay in front. Road furniture all around the place, wet conditions, although not as cold as last year in De Salle. He just tips it in too much. He tries to tip it in right at the apex of the corner. He crashes, and then again in the peloton behind Schjelmoser, Jan Christen, Ilan van der Wilde, Tadej Benoot down. Schjelmoser and van der Wilde, they're out of the race. Benoot and Christen, they're able to come back. And Schjelmoser, hopefully he's okay for Sunday in Liège, Bastogne-Liège. You see, he does the same as De Salle. He's behind here. He just tries to tip it in right where De Salle tried to correct and go at a more acute angle, and he loses the front wheel in the same way. Ben Tullett just avoids it, but yeah, Christen went down. Pidcock, I think, just avoided it, and that's why you want to be in front. Control, because he's, Schjelmoser and the others, they weren't even in bad position, but the breakaway, they dangled on 10 seconds, 12 seconds for ages. Thibaut Nys is left to fend for himself pretty much for the last 40 kilometers. There's some crosswind where Quick-Step put it in the gutter. And yeah, there are even splits, I think, with riders dropping the wheel. So quite an attritional, hard race. Every year it looks like they just sprint up the Mur de Huy, except last year. But actually, it's a very hard race with all the up and down climbing, and especially in the wet conditions. That makes it even more tiring for the riders. And here you see on the last Côte de Charav, a 1.3k 8% climb, position. Your parents probably tell you why haven't you bought a house yet? I can't afford it. Location. UAE are in position. They're creating splits, hitting it out of the corner with Großschartner. Then everyone comes back, but they've had to sprint back and do that extra effort uphill when UAE were already in position with Pogacar. So Pogacar's actually having the easiest ride of it. Then they stop, everyone comes back, and then Jan Christen on the left-hand side, he launches it again and puts it in a line. So everyone's actually, they're not doing this climb at a steady pace. Santi Buitrago, he was out of position and he gets a great result in this race, but he just struggled with that positioning, whereas Healy, Remco, Kevin Vukela, they were in magic position. And look, they've stretched it out. They've got now a fast ascent into the final Mur de Huy. There's not much flat in between there. And Tadej Pogacar sees his life crash before his eyes. Jan Christen, he can't ride a bike to save himself, unfortunately, except uphill. And yeah, Pogacar sees one corner from Christen in front of him and is like, I've seen enough of that, and moves in front of him ASAP so that he doesn't have any further issues. And that actually works out very well for UAE because Christen goes into about P6 and then either on purpose, I think he initially unintentionally drops the wheel, and then there's a gap. He's like, well, I'm not going to close a gap to Pogacar and McNulty ahead, a group of 5. And so a gap opens up on the descent with Remco, Healy and Vauquelin also in it. And now a conundrum for the riders behind. Do you really want to do like Davide Formolo is? Do you want to do an all-out effort on the flat This is 2 minutes, no, maybe 1 minute before they start the Mur-de-Huy run-up. No. Whereas Pogacar, Vauquelin, Healy, Remco, they're in the wheel of McNulty, who's setting a tempo. About a K from the start of that uphill, and FDJ have to pace to bring back Guillaume Martin, but that only happens just about in the town when they start the climb. So positioning and UAE, the way they did this final before the Mur-de-Huy was perfect, and that of course influences the final of the race. It doesn't change what the outcome would have been, of course, but they played it perfectly in the last 10 kilometers with Sivakov, McNulty, Grosjean, and Kristen. And at the base of that climb, the top 5 riders in the finish, apart from Lenny, they were already in the top 5 positions apart from Remco at the start of this climb. The positions pretty much don't change. The gaps do, of course. Healy goes early at 500 meters to go, wanting to set his own tempo, and Pogacar looks behind. He already saw Remco's off the wheel, and that was that. He puts on the afterburners and goes early on the Mur-de-Huy because he saw there was gaps already. Healy had spent his bullet. Remco can't respond. Lenny and Vauquelin were caught behind, and position didn't matter anyway. Tadej Pogacar is going to go away and win Fleche Wallonne with the biggest gap that I can remember in the men's edition for a long, long time, winning 10 seconds out of Kevin Vauquelin, who's second for 2 years in a row. Pidcock, a very, very good third, and Lenny too, I think, fourth after both of them struggling, I think, at points today. Healy fifth, but Pogacar, after losing on Sunday, comes back with the mouth closed celebration, nose breathing, at the top of the Mur-de-Huy in Fleche Wallonne, winning ahead of Vauquelin, Pidcock, Lenny Martinez, Healy, Buitrago, Romain Gregoire, Thibaut Nice, Remco Evenepoel 9th, and Mauro Schmidt a good 10th, actually. Here's what Pogacar had to say after the stage.
Yeah, really great feeling to win again here on this tough final. Beautiful climb, but as a cyclist you don't like it so much. And today was also the weather not the best, so it was really tough race, and to pull it off with a win it means a lot.
Yes, how did you manage this race, and is it a sign to show this win? Is it a sign to show that you are here and ready for Sunday?
Yeah, of course. We raced really well together as a team today, and we stick to the plan. But was hard race, and the guys had super good legs. So more or less we have the same team for Sunday, and I think we can do a great race again on Sunday and try to win there as well.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out Ministry Nutrition's 3-in-1 training bundle. I'll be back with the women's Fleche Wallonne and then Liège-Bastogne-Liège on Sunday. Till then, ciao.